do you, be yourself, and make sure that you love being yourself. And it's gonna be roadblocks, it's gonna be tribulations, but always remember this is a life experience. Accept the experience, appreciate the experience, and learn how to move on from things that don't serve you well, and find your journey, respect your journey, and love it.
Muted. So, all right, what's good? Going straight into it. I'm letting y'all know now. Appreciate everybody coming through. Hit the like button, comment. Unfortunately, can't comment on here, but I'm gonna be doing. I ain't doing the picture because on YouTube I'm gonna do like editing with my face and all that stuff. So, whatever. Don't even care about that. Y'all not here for that. So, I'm gonna get straight into it. So, if you've been under a rock or you haven't even been like looking at hip hop, small synopsis, Kendrick Lamar, Drake got in not got into it, but started a rap beef. Between the both artists, I believe Kendrick did 5, Drake did about 4. Hold on. Push up, tailor made, family. Yeah, he did 4. So between the two, 5, 4. Um, and everybody been going back and forth with speculations on who did what and where did this come from, why did it stem from what it stemmed from, um, uh, what's gonna happen afterwards. It's just been a whole like debacle situation, even with social media and people pulling up receipts and evidence from years and years and years. So I'm just gonna go to the nick and cranny of it. I ain't gonna say who won what and who did what. I'm not gonna even talk about that right now in this part. I'll probably do some other parts to it depending on if y'all like the information that I'm giving you or providing. We're gonna see where it goes. So, um, I guess we gotta start with like that. So everyone came out and heard like that because everyone was just like blew up and amazed that Kendrick Lamar just came out so aggressive and just was like, "Yo, I'm number one," and skip them other two dudes that's talking about they part of the big three. Ain't no big three. It's just me, numero uno. It blew up like that, went crazy. Then when you go here, we don't trust you and we still don't trust you. You start to peel back the layers of not only just Kendrick Lamar having an issue with a particular individual, it was multiple, even individuals that were signed to Kendrick Lamar, like the Weekend, who came up with the infamous bar. You got leaks in your operation, and we in the Lambo laughing cause your shooter making TikToks. So everybody was like, dang, where did this come from? Like, how did this go down? Word on the street, word on the block, you know what I'm saying, all around, is that Kendrick Lamar supposed to have been part of the first person shooter mode song. And it makes sense because of what happened after first person shooter mode released. Um, you had Drake, one of the biggest pop stars. I don't call him hip hop no more. I never did really, but one of the biggest pop stars in rap history, going on a massive tour with J. Cole, which is one of the most profound artists. Like he been going crazy for the last few years. Recent albums, like ever since Family Hill Drive. I mean, with and KODs and all his features with all the younger artists and everything. He just been blowing up. And then you had Kendrick Lamar, who, come on, man, it's Kendrick Lamar. Rap album is the big three. It's the big three that's in hip hop. This is the people where I remember saying that uh the ones before them got on stage and handed them the microphone, which is the crown, and said, yeah, you the next one up type of situation with them. And it stems back all the way from ASAP Rocky, Wale, uh Kendrick, Big Sean, J. Cole. This was in Drake. There was like the crazy XXL magazine, like freshman class. Like these was the top dogs that was gonna carry this Joker for years to come, which they have been doing in their own respective ways. So you have these three on tour with each other, going state to state, global to global, performing. Just think about that if it would have happened. And then, they got their catalog of music, their fan bases all intertwining with each other. Uh Guest appearances from label mates that was on their labels like OVO, Dreamville, and TDE. Like it was gonna be something massive, massive. You covered so many geographic areas or spaces. It was gonna be a massive concert. But you have one of them that said, "No, I ain't doing that with y'all," and pretty much like get out my fucking face. But what the word on the street was, yo, that I'm surprised you reached out because you said it in the song. I'm surprised you reached out because we still have unfinished business. We got something to talk about. We got an issue. So I'm going to talk about that issue which Kendrick Lamar was speaking on. Is my assumption. I don't know fully what it is. I'm just a fan of the art. I've been listening to these artists for years. I've been listening to Drake well before people was even know who he was, and I'm going to point that out. And then I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar since he was featured on with Mac Miller and overly dedicated. I knew about Kendrick Lamar because of BJ the Chicago Kid. Um, my pops and them knew BJ the Chicago Kid, and then the music came from there. So I ain't never been around them. I don't know them personally, nothing like that. I don't know these guys at all. I want to reiterate that and it's just I'm just an individual that loves music, and due to me being 40, I've been around and I've been listening to their music like crazy. So this is why everything's like coming full circle, and it seems kind of weird to everybody else, but this been going on for years and people just didn't really peep it or pay attention to it. So I want to be kind of like the first to kind of point it out. So okay, you got to go back to, if I go all the way back, I don't want to go all the way back, but first time I heard Kendrick Lamar also was Average Joe. So that was on Overly Dedicated, yada yada yada. So, but on Average Joe, you get if you go back and listen to it, I can't put it on now because I'm finna do editing work with this or whatever. But if you go back and listen to Average Joe, it pretty much describing Kendrick in the sense of him not being in the gang life, but he's evolved around the gang life, and various events happened in his life, and certain people was associated with him that protected him while he was in the hood type mess. I'm giving you a synopsis because I want y'all to literally go do your rap research and go listen to that song and pull it up. Um, in that perspective, it shows you that I'm in the hood, I'm around this environment, but if you ain't never been like, it's like the kid that was in the hood and he was very talented at something like basketball per se. You was dope as hell as basketball. I'm using something very small and minor right now because hell, I was in the same area. I wasn't no drug dealing, gang banging nigga when I was younger, also, but I knew how to draw and I used to play basketball a lot. And the guys that I used to kick it around, that used to be around the gang members and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was some unseen protection. We cool with each other. Hey, yeah, he don't gang bang with us, but you don't mess with him because, you know what I'm saying, he's still with us, but he's not like affiliated gang tied with us, but he's one of us type of mess. So again, if you're not in the culture, if you've never been in the culture, you wouldn't understand that. So that goes with the whole Drake situation. Drake is from Canada, coming to the US. Again, you can go check out the interview with Lil Wayne saying, "Yo, when I heard your sound for the first time, when Jay Prince and them presented him to him, and he heard him, he said, 'Yo, you are the voice for the people that work the 9 to 5s. You are the person that has not been in this lifestyle that everybody is like consumed and heavily focused on trying to portray in the music. And it ain't even portraying. It's just a lot of people been through a lot of stuff, and it's saturated with a lot of pain music because we all lived in the hood and we was able to put our life experiences through the music. You, on the other hand, you have a different perspective from it. You coming from a space of not having to go through that, or not on the level of an American's level. And I'm not saying, I'm not taking away if he went through something in Canada. Don't know. It more to be determined on that. I highly doubt it, but it is what it is. But you went through what you went through with Canada, and then when you come to the states of the United States, you giving off a whole different perspective of the landfill, the playing field, and that's what Lil Wayne. What I took from that interview that Lil Wayne wanted from him. So he gets here, and then it goes from there. You can say it was bad behavior, whoever people put him in there, and he just shaped and mold into what he is now. Um, that's another thing that I was saying in the point, like, yo, you invite somebody to the cookout, and yeah, you just supposed to enjoy the food, listen to the music, and talk to some women, but you have that one individual that, oh, now he's in somebody's room taking clothes and checking out what they wearing, and then he's trying to go into the kitchen and get the recipe for the ribs and how much seasoning to put it into the greens. Like, he's overly doing himself in the culture where he's not originally from. That's what's going on in that aspect. So Section 80 comes out, and because Overly Dedicated came out, then Section 80 came out, and that's when uh the rap scene, not the commercial, not commercial, but the rap scene got a taste of who Kendrick Lamar was. And on Section 80, this goes back to what I was telling you, because both of them have somebody. His name is Colin Monroe. He wrote, well, he didn't write, but he sung on Drake's Cannonball. I think it's called Cannonball. It's an old mixtape on ATF. This is what I'm talking about. All Thing Fresh, ATF. This is the group that he was with before he came to the States and stuff. And he was rapping. And I think he was on Cannonball, and he was a singer. Long story short, Kendrick Lamar and Drake gets introduced to Kendrick Lamar's music. Section 80. Section 80 is fire, is dope. The same guy, Colin Monroe, composed um on Kendrick Lamar Section 80 with No Makeup. You can go do your Googles. I'm telling you, go look at the music. You're gonna see this name. He's a great artist. And he has an interview where he breaks down literally what Lil Wayne was speaking about Drake towards him. It was a language barrier when they first came in. When we both was here, uh we are a fan of music. Drake is clearly a fan of music. He was a fan of Pusha T in the clips. I mean, the clips. He had the whole had bought a microphone. Like, these are all interviews that showed he was familiar with the music on the surface level of a fan. But Colin Monroe breaks it down in a way of, now since we here and we was a fan looking outside the window, now we're inside and we're seeing everything, and it's like, oh shit, it's more to this music that we grew up to love that we don't know about. And he goes into his spiel of how he felt about it, and what happened with him, where he fell off on it, or took where he was at with his success, and then he fell back, and Drake proceeded to go further. So Section 8 drops. Drake likes it, put him on the tour. Now, the reason why I really want to bring this up is because a lot of people was running with this narrative that Drake Pusha T, like, we wouldn't know who. I mean, not Pusha T. Kendrick Lamar. We wouldn't know who Kendrick Lamar was, or even knew about him, if he didn't put him on his tour. That is far from the truth. Beyond far from the truth. I remember my boy OG Marco out in LA. We was listening to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar was blowing up even without the tour. Don't get it. Man, they was in that Joker packing up a bus, little U-Haul, going to different spots. They got video clips of him playing in Best Buy and different retail stores, and he was playing in small little venues, like he said. Like, no, don't get it twisted. Kendrick Lamar was gonna be Kendrick Lamar. Period. Point blank and period. I remember Michael Jordan blowing up, and he was touring out of LA, not just in LA. And so that whole narrative is like beyond dumb. And if you know music in the sense of uh geographs and what blows up where, nigga, it was New York at one point in time. We all know about, Jay-Z's and the Biggies and da 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 da, all of them. Method Man, Wu Tang Clan, etc. It shifted to Atlanta because Atlanta had their own sound. Andre 3000s, the TIs, the Big Jeezys, Gucci Man, etc. You had New York artists going down to the South to get their sound in order because they was like, what is this and what's going on? DC had their moment. And then you got LA. Like, everybody knows these demographics of music if you've been involved with the music like that. And Kendrick Lamar was killing it in Cali. Like, that demographic is huge. It's damn near neck and neck with the South when it comes to support, just being able to, that massive area has if you was touring on the chilling circuit, as they call it, is pretty much like not have you being on tour, but you not being on a massive tour. They have so many spots and venues and clubs and stuff like that going on that you gonna make money regardless. It's just about you pushing out the music. So that's that negates everything. That's one of the reasons why I'm making this mess. So when they said that, it was dumb as hell. But long story short, he gets on there and then they do the feature of good Kendrick Lamar comes out here with his commercial album. Now this is what they demean his commercial album, because this is when the world got to know who Kendrick Lamar was, which was Good Kid, Bad City, and Drake was on the feature. Now, the thing is, time frame wise, you got to look at the time in which these jokers was released, because when they did the song, it was just a one track joint, and even on there, a lot of people don't know that Kendrick Lamar was able to get Drake to diss himself, and he even acknowledged him. It's how you want to take it. It's how you want to take it. Me on Poetic Justice, he did. Drake dissed himself on Poetic Justice, in my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because of the bars that he left at the end of the song. And then when you watch the visuals of Poetic Justice, it's everything is symbolism, from the phone call to the female to him with another woman on the bed talking. All that is symbolism. And then at the end, you get the infamous skit of, yeah, homie, where you from? Where your mama stay? Where your daddy stay? You ain't from here? Yeah, we gonna pull you out the car and beat your ass. Like, it was one of those, like, you not from around here. And yeah, you claim to be from us, but hold on. Who really is your parents? So I'm gonna leave that alone 'cause I'm starting to get hyped. But okay, so they do the feature. Oh, dang, I messed up because Take Care drops. I'm sorry, dang, I messed up because Take Care drops, and Take Care, he does the interlude on Drake's Take Care, and then Good Kid, Mad City drops, and then he did the feature. Now, if you want to say, oh, he helped him boost his career with that, but me personally, I'm not going to say that at all, because Kendrick Lamar was going to be Kendrick Lamar regardless. Just based off of the direction he was going with music, it was completely different in the sense of what was being presented at the time. Everybody else was on fucking bitches is my fucking problem. I love bad bitch, all my bitches love me, all that started from the all that stuff was out, but it wasn't what Kendrick was doing on a massive scale. It wasn't. Good Kid Bad City was crazy. So, but everyone forget in 2011, because it's the time frame in which everything was going on. Quentin Miller signs to OVO, or was signed to OVO as a ghostwriter. He did 10 bands, 20 bands, fucking man. Not up for discussion, man. Oh yeah, all that stuff. He did the reference track in 20, what was that? What was that? What was that? 2014? I want to say 2014 is when him and uh Meek Mills got into it. Him and Meek Mills got into it that he ended up exposing that Quentin Miller had been writing for them. And they got an interview with Quentin Miller after the whole altercation and everything went down with him. And he pretty much verified, like, yo, I was ghostwriting since 2011 to 2015, and I only got paid like $30,000 to do 10 bands, and that was it. All my reference tracks I never got paid for. Now, around that time, you gotta look at how people view ghostwriting. Ghostwriting wasn't even, nobody even knew about ghostwriting on a public sense. Nobody wasn't even didn't know about ghostwriting. Even the music industry really didn't know about how to handle ghostwriting, because people would ghostwrite and they would get their money under the table, and that was it. People started finding out, like, hold on, me ghostwriting for you and giving you these reference tracks, I should be getting points on the album sales. So this is why they ended up blowing up, especially after Meek Mills got out there and exposed Drake for having a ghostwriter. So um he wasn't getting paid. He only got $30,000. The I'm talking about this joker that got Grammys and sold millions, and Quentin Miller wasn't getting paid anything, and everybody overlooked that. I'm gonna go back to that later in a what's your name joint. So everyone was knowing, again, when that public size, when they come out publicly about something of that nature, and behind the scenes they already knew what was going on. And this is the reason why I say Kendrick Lamar got Drake to diss himself, because it's like leaving breadcrumbs. Started leaving breadcrumbs about him not being a real hip hop artist and being fake in the industry. This is the point of that, because him knowing that he doesn't write his own stuff, but at the time we still got to push out this music because we're trying to commercialize and build up Kendrick Lamar's name. Okay, cool, here you go. Even though you got this ghostwriting incident going on and we know about it because of what happened with Quentin Miller, all right, here you go with the breadcrumbs of putting it in the music. This is why I say once everybody start really putting piecing things together, it's going to expose a lot about Drake. So he started leaving the breadcrumbs from Poetic Justice on his side of things. Then everything blew up about Quentin Miller coming out exposing because of the beef with him and Meek Mills. And then we end up getting the Control, which was 2013. And it was supposed to have been a friendly spar. You can take it how you want, because you can say it was a shot at Drake again, or pinking at what's going on, but it was a sparring section in the sense of we still got our feature. You don't know I have an issue with you. We made our song and it was cool, great, it was dope. Metaphorically speaking, you ain't been thinking about it. So we still on good playing fields because of how he act afterwards. When Control came out, friendly spar, everybody got in and Fabulous and them was throwing out they bars. Jada Kids like, oh, this a dope track. We gonna spit why we the best too on here. The only person out that group that got mad was Drake. He started going on these interviews. You can look them up. Angie Martinez, all of them going crazy with the interviews. And it's another interview where they said, yo, he was at one point he was going off so bad. It's recorded, but they haven't leaked it or whatever. It was I think an NFL player that said that, and he was really like pissed off about it. So out of everybody they got was doing what they was doing, you the only one that got upset with this little light jab or whatever, and it really wasn't a jab. So the BET cipher drops, same within like the same year, later on, 2023. High five, I'm Bullet Truth. You niggas could never be afraid. We looked at you, bitch. You been afraid. Like, we already know everything ain't been the same since Control dropped and tucked the sensitive rapper in his pajama clothes. Yeah, all that. So he goes off and start doing. They start going back and forth. They never said each other names after that. He did his interviews. He did one with Elliot. He like, yo, tell me or give me a bar from whatever this he did, and then Elliot was looking over there and just looked dumbfounded. He was like, exactly, don't nobody, it's irrelevant. Drake started doing that type of mess. So they was doing they shite jabs at each other. Um, Kendrick ended up winning the Grammy. Drake awarded him. Drake tried to congratulate him or whatever on social media, and then Kendrick Lamar does a feature with Rihanna on Black Panther. Yeah, check that out. And go, yeah, one of those type of joints. But neither here nor there. Drake does honestly never mind, and he had this song with it's called Sticky Flow or Sticky. Um, oh dang, I'm tripping. Because Sticky Flow. He came out with some little weird joint, and it was a slight towards Kendrick again. So Kendrick Lamar and Baby King came out on Hillbillies, which is 2023. Go check it out, dope song. And they dropped it, and everybody was like, "Oh, you stole Drake flow, you stole Drake Sticky Flow," and it's like, no, the fuck we didn't. Like Baby King been doing this for a minute, but okay, whatever. Y'all can say what you want, but no, it's going back to this person clearly has been doing it, but they was trash talking and making fun of Drake. And they started doing that on Hillbilly. So Family Ties drop. And when Family Ties drop, I gotta ask y'all something. What is a number one thing that you don't play about with a man, a real man, outside of himself? Like you don't, what I'm saying, disrespect the real man, but outside of disrespecting the real man or a man, what is the next big thing you don't fucking do? I'm gonna wait, give y'all some time to answer. Hopefully, even though I can't see the comments. Okay, we're done. Family. You don't fuck with a man's family. I'm talking grandma, auntie, sister, kid, mother, uncle. Don't fuck with a real man's family. You don't fuck with them. Fuck with them at all. In no shape, form, or fashion. On Family Ties, it's about the last bar after, Kendrick come out smoking on your top five tonight. I am the old mega. Da-da-da-da-da. Don't address me unless he got 4 letters, and he goes crazy. Baby King at the end says, cause he just said he's number one again. Kendrick just said he's number one again. Then Baby King says, number 2 DMing my bitch. That's cool. I don't ask why. Go look at the lyrics. Go check it out. Baby King says that. So it comes into first person shooter mode. And that's why I'm tying all that in. That was the point of like, no, we still got an issue for what you did DMing my nephew. I mean, my family members baby moms on some whole shit. What's the number one thing that a lot of people been saying they've been having an issue with Drake in the industry? Well, they claim to say that is he violates people's or violate with people's family members. I don't care if you married, single, divorced, whatever. He, if once have an issue with, or not even having an issue, because i.e. Drake, I mean Lil Wayne situation, just he has no line of respect when it comes to people in their family that he does certain tactics. And Kendrick and this is just me speculating. I think Kendrick Lamar said, "Y'all, we still got an issue that you was doing and DMing my family members and being disrespectful, and we never addressed it because he says it in the song. They wanted me to be on the track, and we got issues. I was taken back when I got that phone call, and then that's where I says it's not that serious with Kendrick Lamar because again, this is the individual been pulling out nothing but information on you for years. And I want to address that also with people saying, why wouldn't oh if all of this was going on, why didn't they address it or nobody speak out about it? You got to understand what you're dealing with when it comes to this situation because rap is it's a money maker. It's just like any other part of government, any other part of rich and wealthy individuals. You have a lot of people investing money into music and certain artists. And if at the time, because I think Kendrick Lamar, like word through the grapevine was already going on that he had a ghostwriter, and in that inner circle, it's just like high school when you got this certain group of individuals in that inner circle of music and rap. People are talking. People knows things about other people, and and they know about it. But if you don't have no concrete proof that it happened, what can you really say about it? It just he say she say type mess. It just goes through the whole the tunnel of the rabbit holes that's on the internet. But whereas with Kendrick, he's been leaving these breadcrumbs to piece up all this information. It's just like the same thing that the FBI does to gang organizations with racketeering and gang members. Like, not saying that he did or didn't do it or whatever. The incident with Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? That's the current situation that's going on. But you can piece this with damn near anybody. They allowed so much to go on because they was collecting so much evidence to try to concretely say that this person was part of an organization. This is the information that we have because of these pieces of situations done happen from people dying. And now a lot of people would say, well, damn, if y'all knew that he was doing this, why wouldn't you step in and stop it because you could have prevented so many deaths? But then it's like that double-edged sword. Like, okay, well, if we would have ended up stopping it sooner, would we have this much concrete evidence on an individual to get them off the streets for good permanently? Let's say if we did end up cutting it short and getting him for various things that he's done, then all of a sudden he gets out. Now it continues. It it's different ways of doing it, but for now, we want to continue to have our conviction rate up high, which means that every time we've done something, we did our due diligence to collect as much evidence as possible to put this person away for the justified time frame that he's going to get in prison. It's the same thing with Drake. Drake was blowing up massively. Everyone was eating off of Drake at one point in time, and then they started to see the fuck shit that Drake does. And Joe Budden hit it right on the head when he was saying, like, throwing that Hail Mary out there. He's like asking the big question: why does everybody in the music industry, the bigger us, we talking about the higher up, the people that's been in the rap game for years, have an issue with Drake? It ain't a coincidence that everybody that's around, that's been around, has an issue with Drake. Even to the point where we was all wondering, like, dang, why is he hopping on these features with JB Block Boy and the four bat dude and what was that band name on the weekend? What is McConan? The situation with Common. It's like all these people, him linking up with Lil Yachty and stuff because everybody else had it. He burnt bridges with everybody else in the music industry, the older industry, the people that's been around for years. So I can leech on to the younger audience because they don't know about the things I've been doing. Recently in an interview, Bryson Tiller just brought up a situation where he said that Drake posted had wanted to sign him to OVO, and he was going this last album, which is fucking phenomenal. If you listen to it, Drake was trying to take that album from him if he signed him, and he said he got in contact with Kendrick and told him, "You better not sign with that dude." Go check out the Big Boy interview with him and Bryson Tiller. He says it out of his mouth verbatim. So you're starting to see the unraveling of what the issue that they have with Drake. And even when it comes to this, this leading of the breadcrumbs and why they didn't speak about it, just imagine back then in Section 80, because it was around Section 80 time, that Kendrick Lamar finds out and know the information that he knows about Drake. And then he just came out and tried to out Drake about what was going on behind the scenes about him, and seeing the level that Drake was in the music industry. What really would have happened to Kendrick Lamar when it came to them trying to go commercial with Good Kid, Bad City? It would have turned left because of the amount of clout, the amount of power that Drake had at that point in time. It would have fell on deaf ears. Nobody would have even paid attention to it. But guess what? If I play they games, but I play it in my own way in the sense of I started leaving breadcrumbs. I started leaving different various verses that I'm talking to the person directly. Not no Big Sean, not no all them people was completely removed. I'm talking to this one individual because I got this information related towards you directly. And I'm leading the breadcrumbs there to the moment where you keep pushing the button. Everyone's thinking like, yo, he just being a nice, kind person, congratulating Kendrick Lamar for winning his Grammys and da da da. No, he knows that he's a fucking snake, and that's how he carries himself. So he never responds to those congratulations. He ain't give him a thumbs up, thank you, and none of. No, he continued to diss the man. Fuck you. You a clown. You don't love this culture like you say you do. And even when you pay attention to his Rick Rubin interview, his Rick Rubin interview, and if you know who Rick Rubin is, he was the co co-partner that created Def Jam. Dope dude, knows music in and out. Check out his interview with Kendrick Lamar and just you get the sense of what he's really about when it comes to music. The man is literally, we are seeing Tupac 2.0 live and direct in our faces. We are literally seeing what possibly could have been Tupac in 2024, 2023, and his direction in music, where he was coming from, or where he could have came from if he would have still be alive. He's cut from that cloth. The man is dope. And what you're seeing is that shift in the industry where a lot of people was trying. I think a lot of people wanted to back Meek Mills with the rap beef with Drake. I think this stems even further to that point where they had an issue with him in the sense of like, nigga, you not a part of us. We granted you we granted you access to enjoy what we do as like black people. Cause once again, that's one people that said that's what they always say about us as black people. We are we are so forgiving and so welcoming to people. It's for us, it blows our mind why you would even want to hate us, but then to others, they despise that you're this way. Like you so easily able to turn the other cheek and allow people to do things to you. Why? Why don't you stand up and do X, Y, and Z? And then it's like, yo, some people say, hey, if I do X, Y, and Z and be aggressive, I only lean more into the negative perspective of what we are as a person. So it's like a lose-lose situation in that point. With Drake, it's exactly that. You came in, you disrespected, you don't even follow the rules and ethics of what we form hip hop to be. You leached off of it, and no one is taking that from you. You ain't the only person that have done that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't the only person that has took in that direction, but you overstepped your boundaries way too many times. And again, the people in the music industry, they know a lot more shit about this individual than we do. So when it comes to exposing them, it's more on the sense of we gotta allow you to expose yourself. And that is what happened with this whole entire, I don't even want to call it a beef because it wasn't even a beef at this point. It was just an onslaught. This wasn't even like it again, let me not even talk about that. But long story short, Meek Mills, I think Meek Mill was their first entry in trying to expose him for what he was doing, and it didn't receive well because of the direction Meek Mill went with it. Like anybody else in the music industry at that point in time, it would have destroyed anybody's goddamn credibility in music. But due to the fact that we allow weak individuals into our circle, it it shifted the narrative more into Drake's favor than what it's supposed to have been, which was in Meek Mill's favor. And this is one of the reasons why academics, you're not of the culture, you don't understand what you're just a participant that listen. You really don't fully understand music and hip hop like that, because if you do or you did, you will understand what's really going on. So when you see DJ Academics flipping around and doing all these antics, he's not doing that because he's trying to be entertaining. That's really how he feel. Even with the interviews, like, no, he didn't, because he can relate to Drake in so many ways. He was an outsider that came into a community that was not for him, even though he has the complexion. He started speaking on things that he was not a part of, and people tried to check him for it, and then they got backlash from it. And now he's seeing his favorite artist, which is in the same ilk as him. He's not of the culture. He came in, made his money off of it, and now he's seeing this kickback like no other. Like, where the hell is this kickback coming from that's destroying my favorite artist? And if y'all had this much issues with him, why did y'all allow him to stay around so long? It wasn't that they allowed him to. His backing, the amount of money that he was bringing in, it stopped certain people from reacting to what he was doing out here in the industry. So when Meek Mills came out and he did his thing, and it was valid and true, it got overshadowed and overlooked because of how we allowed these individuals, these colonizers, to get in our shit and drown out the realness of hip hop. So now you get Pusha T to come in and Push do what Push does, and Pusha T nail That's a chink in the armor, heavy armor. It was already chink, but I done bust through that motherfucker. Now I got the opportunity to expose. The only thing about Pusha T was it was coming from an artist that we respect. We know we Pusha T pen is well renowned, but it wasn't enough because it was Pusha T and he wasn't like one of the bigger up artists at the time that spoke. So, but the damage was already done because it showed it showed Drake scrambling in the sense of it showed that oh no, he ain't prepared because of how he reacted when that information came out about him. And then he started spiraling because again, I think that Pusha T still had I think the information that Kendrick Lamar got now or what he was doing, Pusha T had then. And due to Jay Prince and them stepping in and preventing Drake from going further as he proclaimed it to be in his interviews and how he was talking when he was talking to LeBron James, it says a lot because I think he had more information on Drake. A whole lot more information that was gonna be exposed, but he didn't go any further. He didn't push it any further by responding. So I'm gonna leave it where it is. Like, okay, cool. He's done for now, but there's more. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes to Kendrick, Kendrick got the voice of the people. I just compared him to Tupac for a reason. He has the voice of the people from Africa to Japan, all Tokyo, all that clown stuff that Drake was saying. The man has the voice of the people because his music stands out even louder because of how what everybody else is speaking on. When you talk about the crowd, everybody else is speaking on fuck bitches, get money, shake your ass, shake my ass. I got my nails painted. Uh I'm dope, I'm nice. Yada yada yada. Same as same as. Everyone's doing the same thing. Whereas internationally, people are going through so much from Palestine to the Israel to Iran to the Congo issue to even the situation in Taiwan. Everybody is unrest and going through massive trauma. The shit that's going on in France, the protesting, everybody is going through it. And you have this individual that's speaking to you saying, yo, we gonna be all right. He got the chant. Everybody loves Africa. Everybody loves Kendrick Lamar. You got Louis Farrakhan speaking out about Kendrick Lamar. He got the pen award. Only person to ever have that accolade. His track record completely, even though he's dissing Drake in those bars, he's still giving you complete different substance about what's going on in the music and what's going on in America and in the world. And everybody in the world can relate to it. So you get this same individual, and he's well respected in LA. You get this same individual and you disrespecting him. This is the part of you doing Candyman. You start involving the family members into the mess. Now I gotta address you accordingly. And it's still a friendly spar. I'm still just hitting you with you are trash and stuff about you that you have done. Nothing crazy and outlandish. But you know that I have this. And then Drake comes with the whole tailor made. Please do yourself a favor and go back and bar for bar listen to Taylor Made Drake. Because push up, cool. Push up, we still on the sparring of what original hip hop is. We just talking our smack. You said I'm short. I got a size 7 shoe on. I need to do push ups. They took my money. Cool, we talking rap. That's cool. That's great. We going back to back. That's what we supposed to do. We keeping it friendly. We're literally keeping it friendly. Tailor made is where the disrespect came in at. And if you listen to it and it's entirely removed the whole antics with the AI and you listen to every bars that he's saying, that's the disrespect. And that's the snitching also. Because if you look at the pattern, I keep telling people, look at the timestamps in which that music came out and you put them together about what subjects was being spoken upon. I want people to do their own research to literally pay attention because this is going to be like the thesis of how to literally dismember a motherfucking rap artist completely. And if he better hope and thank God that, some court system don't pick up these lyrics and use them in court type mess, you know what I'm saying, with that type of law. Because Kendrick Lamar never spoke upon anything related to the PDF. Everybody calling it PDF now. He never spoke upon anything related to a PDF file. Nothing. No correlations to Epstein. None of that mess. None of that extra stuff. Drake did. Drake brought that to the table. On top of speaking on that man's family member, which is his wife. Or even alluding to it then. Then Euphoria drops. So mind you, he's responding to Like That and what happened in Like That with push-ups in Tailor Made. And the energy he was giving was, big dog energy. Yeah, I'm him. Da 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 da. Nah, nah. Yeah, ain't none of that waiting now. You didn't open the door. You on the clock. Come on outside. You got to come outside. But the other stuff that he was speaking in Tailor Made is what's damaging to him. If you follow rap battles or rap battling the organization, the what's your name, I repeat it constantly over and over again. There is a rap battler named Hollow. Hollow the Don. If you know his artistry, you know. When he goes into a rap battle, if he goes first, he gonna give you some bars of substance to lead up to his next one because he likes to rebuttal. He's a great he's a great rap battle that rebuttals. His rebuttals are ridiculous because the first round of him rapping first, then you say something, he's coming his second round, first entry is a rebuttal for what you said in your first. If he goes second, he's rebutting what you did first. It's a hard way to juggle around him because he's taking what you're saying and using it against you in a whole different bar scheme and still can continue with his other bars that he had for you. And it shifts the actual rap battle because now you're going on defense to defend what you said about him because of his rebuttal. That's exactly what the fuck Drake just did to this man live in front of everybody's eyes. He never brought up those subject matters of the PDF file and Epstein connections and blah blah blah. You did. Who the fuck gives their enemy ammo to use against them? Think about it. So Taylor Made drops. He does his XYZ on Taylor Made and then turns around. Euphoria comes out. And Euphoria is another warning. Yo, slow down before I get in my bag on you. I'm disrespecting the hell out of you right now. That is happening. You got the light pole. Don't lie on me. I won't tell no truth about you. And he goes in. You like to shake your ass with sexy red. It's jokingly disrespectful, but nothing crazy. Still didn't speak on nothing insane related to PDF files, any relations to another Epstein, none of that mess. None of it. The man comes out with 616 in LA, and this is where it gets critical. This is where the bro, If you open that door, it ain't gonna look good for you. Remind you, I still have not talked about or had any conversations related to PDL files or any correlations to Epstein. You did that in Tailor Made. I'm still speaking on, I don't want to do this to you. Please don't let me do this to you. And matter of fact, I got information leaks. This is where he spoke up on that. Your team don't like you. 100 people around you, you got 20 that don't hate. They say you deserve it. 20 of them right, two of them right next to you. Please don't open this door. Still another warning. I know what you're doing. Drake goes and do the visual because his response to that visual of Family Matters is for Euphoria. What he said in Euphoria. That's why I said it's funny because this man went and found a FUBU sweatshirt and was wearing it at the shop where they did the whole Hong Kong Crody line and bars from Kendrick Lamar doing the Crody lines and bars. So Family Matters is an answer, is a response to Euphoria. He speaks on the man's wife in there. He says Davies, da 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 da, and goes crazy on that part. He talk about his uncle. Let me talk to the. I want to talk to the man of the house. Where your uncle at? 'Cause I want to talk to the man of the house. Referencing his. I don't need to get into it. So you called on Candyman again by disrespecting his family members, and then boom, meet the Grams. Shut down every. I'm confirming or giving you a rebuttal on what you said in Tailor Made. That's what was the whole coup de grace. Cause like nigga, you spoke on this, and now I'm using this as ammo and leverage towards you to even confirm it even more. That's why the whole glove scene in 616 in LA was so important. And then Family Matters dropped, and then boom, I do you the blowout image of it. You can, and then all of a sudden now it's defense, defense, defense. Oh, I gave you that information. I gave you that. That's you running with lies. You running with lies. But how can I be running with a lie when you confessed about the thing yourself? I never even spoke upon it. And then we get You Not Like Us, which completely confirmed everything. The whole issue with, Atlanta and how you originally got your sound and who you got your sound from, which was all true because it rolls right back to Quentin Miller and him calling Toronto the Six. It ain't the Six. It never been called the Six. Never been called the Six. That's a reference to Quentin Miller's music because Quentin Miller was from Atlanta at the time, and it was Zone 6. So you literally took the vote. You took that content and balled it into Zone 6 because it was a reference track of Quentin Miller didn't know what it was or referencing to it, and you stole those bars. On top of that, calling yourself the Six guy, that came from King Louis and 600 Breezy on More Life, which also confirmed everything he said about you in the sense of you being a person not of the culture. You're stealing from the culture. You don't you don't write your own lyrics and content since damn near 2011. You might have had your little moments, but for the most part, your mainstream media music has been taken from others. Which, i.e., again, back in 2011, ghostwriting was not heavy as like it is, or known like it is popular now. Ghostwriters used to get paid under the table. They didn't find out that you could be getting points on the song until they found out composed lyricists or being called a composed lyricist on a track is how you get paid points and revenue from the tracks after their release. So you can continue to get paid off that music because you participated in the creation of that music. They didn't know this until 2014 when Meek Mills exposed everything. A lot of artists didn't know it, like the up and coming artists or people that were just trying to get into the industry, but they were just writing. They didn't know about it. They just get the front bag. Like, oh man, he gonna spend 30, in his case, $30,000. Okay, for this one track, bet cool. Write and do his thing with the reference track. Then boom, Drake goes out and record and mimic it. He goes successful, go platinum, get all these awards and accolades from it, and then come to find out the ghostwriter didn't get shit from it, which goes back to what Kendrick Lamar said. Nigga, all your shit fake. All of it's fake. All your awards and accolades is fake because it came from other people. It's not original. It's not authentic. It's not of us. You're an outsider. So again, you can take off who you want to in the rap beef and say who won is up to you. I'm not arguing that. It ain't my position of your music taste at all. I'm just painting a timeline in which of why like that became so such a key point in where this beef came from, this onslaught came from, because of what Kendrick said before. And again, by the end of this, because honestly, I don't think Drake's gonna respond. I think I'm more concerned about what the images that he's posting now. I'm more concerned about that because recently, that like this morning, he posted on Instagram. He was like watching a show or something, a movie. I can't even know what movie it was, but it. Long story short, the movie reference, it had some dude sitting on the ground, and it referenced about death again or somebody dying. Goes back to the family matter in the ending where he says die, die, die multiple times at the end. I'm more concerned about that because you have an unhinged individual that we don't know this person. We don't know none of these niggas. We don't. Outside of music, you don't know these people and who they are tied to and who they are connected with. And we know who runs the music industry. I ain't gotta say it. I don't need to say it. I don't need to talk about it. We know who the artists work for that runs the music industry. And with Universal Music Group, you see all of the umbrellas and all of the people that work for them and the artists and everything. But I said something a couple weeks ago, probably a month ago. I'm like, it's just very weird that the person with Universal Music Group keep tying himself with PDF alleged people. When that incident and that situation that happened with Takashi 69 and him snitching and the music industry turning their back on him, in a sense, Universal Music Group, I believe his son or it's the pops, signed Takashi 69. And then everybody was like, oh, he just gonna go. Only way he's still gonna be relevant, he do like overseas music or music for different nationality. He can't do hip hop no more. But it was weird to me. It was like they said right before the court case or during while the court case was proceeding or whatever, they had a meeting with each other, and it was either his son from UMG or the father himself from UMG. You can go look back and check it out. And they signed him for a deal, for a record deal. Now you got the situation with Drake, who, I'm not saying it's true or not because again, I don't know. Me having concrete evidence, I don't know. Is it a lot of weird shit going on with him? Absolutely. From the record deal to this PDF file mess that's going on to the situation with Baca. I'm not stupid, I'm not slow, and I'm not dumb. When you evolve yourself around a lot of stuff and things just seem just off about you, it has some truth or some validity to it. Now, how far and how deep that goes, only time's gonna tell what get leaks and what comes out. No Diddy. But you've been involved around a lot of people, even before the Diddy situation. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Foxx. Like all this stuff, and y'all, the allegations they have upon them. I don't no need to go down that road. But when it comes to that situation, like I was saying, you can't jump out the window and just say, especially at Kendrick Lamar around that time of 2011, you learning something about an artist and you try to expose it. It was going to get drowned out by everybody else. Cause like, who are you? You're not even relevant in the music game to even speak on this, to even know about what's going on. So why would you say something, or why would you throw that out there like that? And people would have attacked him for it. So what I did was, and was what makes him so masterful, is I left the breadcrumbs for you to follow, for you to seek out and look for yourself. You already have the other information, which is the internet. He used the internet to play Drake's game, because when you listen to the Heart Part 6, you can even him referencing certain things about social media and being wrong. He clearly was getting his information from online. Kendrick Lamar never brought up the Bobby Miller chick. Never did. The internet did. The internet came up with the allegations of a domestic situation between him and his wife. Never happened. Even from the video that they've been showing of the lady that was speaking on the incident that was at the um that was supposed to have been at the hotel when the incident happened. She said it was a female security guard that was, a female that wasn't his wife that all that happened to him. I'm not making excuses for it. You can take it for whatever you want. Domestic violence is domestic violence. I not for it, never was, don't support it, don't support essay, don't support all this mess. Pedo, the PDF stuff, don't support none of it. Any harming of a innocent individual or female, not for it at all. But if you wanted to go down that road and go there, it showed that it wasn't her. But but just imagine though, that came out and then you would have had Kendrick Lamar coming out saying, yo, Drake did this and that. Everybody wouldn't believe him. So I leave the breadcrumbs for y'all to do y'all investigation and y'all due diligence. The internet does what the internet does. And it, like I said, it backfired on Drake because due to you pressing the subject matter and antagonizing the individual by attacking his family lyrically on bars instead of just keeping it simple and cool, like you said, keeping it PG, you attacked his family in various bars. You spoke about his wife. You spoke about his uncle. You spoke about the incident of him being molested, even though he wasn't molested, because you read the information wrong on the internet. It was his mother, and she was dealing with the her issues of her being violated. She didn't want that to happen to her son. So she was being protective of her son, and it formed a discomfort with him because he's telling her that, and she's not believing him that he was not touched. You took all that and ran with it. Even had and like I said, the most disrespectful thing you did out of all of this was name your last track the Heart Part 6. That was the most disrespectful thing you done. Cause outside of that, people that knows his music and been around his music, bro, all of that was like, bro, he talked about it. That ain't it. That's your big red button information that you got. Like, this is it. And then Kendrick literally rebuttals all of that. And then come out with the smash hit, Not Like Us, which just dominate. It's finna dominate the summer. And you most likely gonna have to deal with this in June because he's most likely gonna drop an album. And like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Rihanna on that album. And with you seeing Rihanna on that album, and you might want to be alarmed because it was already about to be an issue when you had ASAP Rocky come out and say something on You Still Not Like Us. And remind you, they been out touring. Them kids, they had their kids, been dealing with family, X, Y, and Z. They living their life. And then you kept poking the bear with them, and then Not Like Us comes out, and still Not Like Us, and then you got ASAP Rocky on there. If Rihanna is on, you gotta understand. Look at the timeline of which just happened. You gave this rap battle to Kendrick Lamar. He is blowing up, killing you in the numbers, the charts. If y'all want to play the number game like academics, he's killing him on the number charts, the game, the music, the billboards. Fans are chanting this man from left and right with Not Like Us. They got the dance moves on TikTok and social media. They got so many cartoons of this, it's fucking ridiculous. To the utmost. I've been uploading all of them. And shout out to everybody that been doing the artwork. It's been dope as hell, which clearly shows a landslide, even to the point of Metro Boomin that does not even speak on the damn track. He got people out here doing the BBL challenge for 10 bands and globally disrespecting you because everybody want to win that free beat from Metro Boomin in the 10 bands. On top of that, he has a rollout that's coming out possibly next month. Everybody rumor is going to be next month. And if you see Rihanna on that goddamn on track, be very afraid. And two things that I keep saying about this, and I said, I said it. One, you to go to war, you gotta have you gotta be able to withstand some shit, and you gotta have money. And with Kendrick Lamar and the music industry not feeling you, not liking you, they want you to be gone because of what you've done, your prior transgressions in the music industry, and who all the people that you've pissed off. They are 110% backing Kendrick Lamar. We are about to most likely get the bro, this album, and I'm not trying to glaze it, I'm not trying to be extra with it, but from the composing side of this man's album that's might about to drop, this might be the greatest thing we ever listened to. I'm gonna be front and center with this one because this is about to be a monumental album. I thought Mr. Morale, he couldn't get no better. It's about to get ugly because guess what? Kendrick Lamar got a whole new sound that ain't nobody heard yet. He spoke about it. You got the issue with For Real. For Real might jump on here and compose some tracks for Kendrick. You most likely gonna get a Rihanna joint. And then, bro, you still got Metro, DJ Mustard. Like, sonically, this is about to be the craziest album ever, in my opinion. And I'm sorry to tell you, it just is what it is. And I said prior, before this beef even happened, I said you might want to leave this alone because you are dealing with a healed Kendrick Lamar. You don't want to do that. But you spoke on Candyman. And again, I'll go back. I'm finna close out on this. It goes back to that reference of what I said about the whole incident, even taking the P Diddy incident. Puff Daddy been doing this because this is referencing back to everybody saying why haven't nobody in the music industry said something. This is correlating to Puff Daddy or Sean Combs because of what happened and transpired with him, even with R. Kelly. But we're gonna speak currently because of Sean Combs' situation and his legal issues right now he's going through. He's been in the music industry since the mid to late mid 90s, 1990s. And he's done some of the most outlandish things, whatever the case may be, and has, in a sense, gotten away with it. In a sense, he's have gotten away with it. In the public eye, gotten away with it. Because most people would say he should have been locked up, even from the incident from the club scene of the lady getting shot in the face. He's supposed to have been locked up. So he's been skating past since then. It is just now hitting what? It was 2023 when all this came about. It was just hitting 2023 going into 2024 or 2024. It took Cassie coming out and suing him for everything to really start coming into perspective of how heinous or how nasty of an individual this person was. For them to start really doing what they're doing now. I'm not saying that they wasn't doing it prior, but it blew it up and amplified it even more due to the fact of Cassie saying something because of how close and the amount of evidence Cassie had against P. Diddy. Take that same perspective and just remove Cassie, because there is nobody of that level that has came out about Aubrey Graham, aka Drake, that was close to him to confirm everything that's going on. But it didn't mean that what was going on wasn't going on because of the amount of money this person have, the jurisdictions, the way that they can travel around the world freely with no restrictions, and they can do possibly whatever they want to do. That is why everything is transpiring like it's transpiring. And that is why a lot of artists or a lot of individuals in the industry have not spoken about it, because there's not a solid, concrete evidence individual to stick with just Drake. Even with the producer that's going against Sean Combs, he came up with pictures. He had to have pictures, recordings. He had to go above and beyond to make things stick for them to even entertain what he was saying about this person due to the fact of the amount of money and political ties that they have. Same thing goes with Drake. So that's what I got for y'all, man. Take that for what it is. I'm gonna edit this up and upload it to YouTube, because I'm gonna put like the little pictures and stuff on it so you can actually see everything that I'm saying, and hopefully I don't get striked. This your boy Double O Mellow, one love and God bless. Peace. I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. Check out this art right quick, man. Hold on, that's gonna be my outro.
Mask off, I wanna see what's under them achievements. Why believe you? You never gave us nothing to believe in. Cause you lied about religious views. You lied about your surgery. You lied about your accent and your past tense, all is perjury. You lied about your ghostwriters. You lied about your crew members. They all pussy. You lied on them. I know they all got you in them. You lied about your son. You lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come. You lied about the only artist that can offer you some help. Fuck a rap battle. This a long life battle with yourself.